Are you listening to me? I can't see myself. Let me see if I can find you here. Guys, I'm sorry. It's my first time doing that. And first times are always hard, right? But I know I will be able to do it. Let me see if I can see you here. There is a place. Okay, so now I can see myself. And now I can see the chat. And I hope you find the link to come here where I am, because I can see that the amount of people who were there didn't come through to this link yet. All right, so I will keep my chat box open here on my phone. And if you come and ask me questions, I will be answering through here. Because what happened was, when I was with two tabs open on my computer, the one with the chat and the one with the video, the echo was so loud. I was listening to myself and it didn't work. So right now I want to, okay, get rid of the volume here. Hi, Felipe Franco, you got in. Thank you very much. Do you think other people are going to find their way here? Because I had an issue with my transmission. So if you think so, just say, okay, English practice, good morning. I'm just going to wait a little bit more to see if more people arrive. I can see Lynn. Thank you, Lynn, for coming here. Majo, you are here too. Hi. Well, thank you very much. This is amazing. I'm Maria from the CPE group. I know who you are. Game Peel, is that how you pronounce your name? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I think we can get started. This is usually the size of my classroom. And if more people arrive, we're just going to say hello. Let me introduce myself again. I know some of you already know me. My name is Flavia Costa. I have been teaching English since 1991. And preparing students to pass international exams is my expertise. It is also my passion. I am not a native speaker. I am Brazilian, and I have taken all of these exams. I have taken the CPE quite a while ago. And I know how hard it is, how strenuous and laborious it is to achieve this level, the amount of synonyms we have to know to make our English sound better. But right up front, let me tell you, this is going to be a relaxed environment. I would like you to talk to me and ask all of the questions you need, okay? And remember that the English we speak is never the English we use when we're writing. So if you're taking the speaking test, for example, all you gotta do is relax and be as natural as you can. All right, so I got so nervous when the link didn't work that now I'm sweaty and everything. Hi, Juan Fran, I see you here. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. I won't be able to see you, which is new for me. Whenever I teach online, I always have my students here with me, and I can see your faces and we can talk to each other, but no problem. I will be looking at the chat and I will answer your questions on the go. All right, so I will share my screen, and I figured out yesterday that when I share my screen, I am going to disappear. That's not my favorite way of teaching because I have this body language and all of those facial expressions to help you understand what I'm saying. Sorry. Nevertheless, this is CPE level. I do believe that you're going to understand everything I say. If you don't, just write it down here. Say, hey, slow down, or please Can you explain again? Or even, hey, Flavia, you made a mistake. You should have said da 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 da. Whichever happens here, okay, don't be shy. If I do make a mistake, just let me know. This is going to be helpful for everybody, not only for me, but for everybody who's watching. All right? Good. Hello, Anna. Lind is saying, I passed CAE with grade A. I want an A CPE. How much time do you think I need for preparation? Lind, you need no time. You passed CAE with an A. I would have to take a look at your grades in each specific skill to tell you what to study. But you have your grades there. You were able to know which of those you need. Well, you can't, right? Everything is an A. I would say practice your writing till you die. Use Write and Improve. It's a great tool. It's going to show you how you would score in a real situation. And practice your writing, because the more you introduce those higher level words and those idiomatic expressions and phrasal verbs that are considered CPE in your writing, the better you get. But you probably have done that already. Felipe, thanks for being available to help us. Since we have a limited time to accomplish the exam, I am a little perfectionist. How can we read and comprehend faster? Okay, so, sorry guys. The way to study, let me drink a bit of water. I love this glass. I bought it when the Olympic Games were here in Brazil, and it's from the Olympic Games. All right, so the way to study when you're preparing for an exam, it doesn't matter which exam it is taking practice tests. This is the best way. If you have a chance to get previous exams, download them, go through them. This is the way, okay? And this is what we're going to do. That's why I brought a sample test here. We are going to go through the entire exam together. The name of this series is Demystifying the CPE. I will be here every week doing a little part of the exam for everybody, even the people who were just thinking of the possibility of taking the CPE one day, but they still don't have an idea of the way it works and what it is. So I'm going to start explaining. This is the first class, and I want to achieve people who didn't start studying. Okay, so I will explain the CPE. I will try to do this as fast as I can. I know that you guys who are here already know what I'm going to say, but bear with me. It's just 5 minutes, and then we're going into the exam. Let's get started. Hi, Vlad. Share screen. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is the PowerPoint I prepared just for you guys. So, Demystifying the CPE, Reading and Use of English, Part 1, live class. We're talking about Cambridge English proficiency. The name is a little bit different. This is the old name. Right now, the name of the exam is C2 proficiency. The test I am using here today, the exam I got, is the one in the website. This is Cambridge Assessment's website. When you go there, you will see exams and tests. If you click here, you will find this page, which shows all of the exam Cambridge provides. C2 proficiency is right here. When you click there, this is the page that's going to open, and it says C2 proficiency. C2 proficiency, formerly known as Cambridge English Proficiency CPE, is one of our Cambridge English qualifications. It is our highest level qualification, proof that you are a highly competent speaker of English. So if you follow that path, you will find this page. You can read further about it. What I did is I went into preparation here. I downloaded this sample paper. You have probably, guys, you the ones who are watching me live right now, you have probably taken this paper already. If you have, please let me know here. If you haven't, this is new for you as well. There is also a computer-based exam here for you to try if you want to. So I downloaded this paper. This is the one we're going to use. For the people who are new here, just trying to see what the CPE is all about, the C2 proficiency is made up of 4 papers developed to test your English skills. And you can see exactly what it is in each paper below, right? What is in each paper right here. So there is the reading and use of English. It takes 1 hour and 30 minutes. It has 7 parts with 53 questions. There is the writing, there's the listening, and there is the speaking. In this series of Demystifying the CPE, I intend to go through all of them with you, part by part. So today we're going to take a look into the reading and use of English, part 1, only part 1, all right? Okay, so here we come. If you open the sample paper, you will see that part 1, this is page 1 and this is page 2. They are different pages. I have just set them here side by side so it gets easier for you to analyze it, okay? Part 1 reads, for questions 1 to 8, read the text below and decide which answer, A, B, C, or D, best fits each gap. Mark your answers on the separate answer sheet. I have highlighted it here because I want to show you the separate answer sheet. It looks exactly like this. You will need to take a pen and a pencil, and you will write your signature here. You will sign your name right here with a pen, and then you will mark inside of those little rectangles here with a pencil. Okay, yes, it's written here. You can rub out any answer you wish to change using an eraser. Cool. So part 1, part 2, part 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Today we're only looking at part 1. Part 1 is a multiple choice. It starts, there is an example at the beginning, and the sentences, the words we have here are A, descriptive, which means, which is describing, right? A person who descriptive person would be, okay, let me read the sentence first. So there's descriptive, imaginary, fabled, and legendary. We're going to start reading the text and then I explain why the words don't fit in there or do. The answer is letter D, adventure travel. Wilfrid Thesiger, the letter D, legendary explorer, once said. So you had the options, descriptive explorer, imaginary explorer, fabled, or legendary. The question I always receive is, Flavia, why can't I say fabled? Fabled is a synonym of legendary. Yes, it is. Fabled is a synonym, but you cannot use it because it is not the right idiom, right? It's not what collocates better. Let me show you the meanings. This is Aesop's Fables, and the other one here is King Arthur's Legend. I have just put it here to show you the difference between those two words. A fable is completely imaginary. Animals speak, and you know, it's in a fantastic world. Legends are also in a fantastic world, but there is always that idea of, was that true? People keep wondering if the legend of King Arthur really happened, you know. What else is a legend? Count Dracula, did he exist? Or the Bigfoot. Some people are still searching for the Bigfoot, right? Is it a legend? Is it real? I don't know. So this is the main difference between a fable and a legend. Let's take a look at the definition. Fabled. Used to refer to something or someone who has been made very famous, especially by having many stories written about him, her, him or her. The fabled movie director Cecil B. DeMille. Synonym, legendary. Uh-oh. So, can I use fabled? What do you do to make sure? You go to Google and you write the sentence. If you're studying on your own, okay, and you're taking a practice test, you go to Google and you write the sentence, the fabled explorer, to see if it fits. In Google search, what are you going to find? You're going to find fabled, definition of fabled, definition and meaning. Fable explorer, fable, the lost chapters. Pay attention, it's not fabled explorer, right? And then you find the Explorers Guild. Now, if you look at legendary, let's go straight here to the Google search. If you put the legendary explorer, you will find expeditions of legendary explorers from the past. Oh, see? Legendary explorers. Dr. Livingstone, the legendary explorer. Amazon.com, Dr. David Livingstone, the legendary explorer. Legendary explorer's house. So, yay, you have found the idiom. You have found the collocation. The way natives would say that. They would say legendary explorer, not fabled explorer, and that is why the answer is legendary. Let's just read the definition of legendary here. Legendary, it's an adjective which means famous. It is a C1 level word, which means it's CAE level. This I have taken from Cambridge Dictionary, okay? It means very famous and admired or spoken about. He became editor of the legendary Irish journal, The Bell. The English are legendary, well known for their incompetence with languages. Guys, Cambridge wrote that, not me, okay? So that's it. Part 1. Example. Wilfrid Thesiger, the legendary explorer, once said. Here's the explanation of why the answer is legendary and not fabled, because this is the way native speakers would say that. This is the right collocation. Let's move on. If you have questions, just ask me. I'm right here, even though you cannot see me. We go there. We live our lives secondhand. Sadly, his words are true for far too many of us as we in front of the television. And then we have the options. As we droop in front of television, as we slump in front of television, as we sag, or as we plunge. If you know the answer, please write it down here, okay? I am going to take a look at the meaning of these words one by one with you so we can see which one fits better. What's to droop? Every time I listen to this word, I remember this little cartoon character here named Droopy. If you're as old as me, you're going to remember him. He was hilarious. Look at his eyelids. They're drooping. They're drooping down. His cheeks are drooping. Everything, right? He's droopy. Droop means to bend or hang down heavily. The flowers were drooping in the heat. I can see you're tired because your eyelids have started to droop, just like Droopy here. If your spirits, feelings of happiness droop, you start to feel less happy and energetic. All right, so this is the meaning of droop. Let's take a look at the next one. Slump. Slump is our second option there. And to slump means to sit or fall. This is one of the meanings of slump, okay, guys? There are others. So, to sit or fall heavily and suddenly. She slumped into the chair, exhausted. All right, so the sentence there was, as we in front of television. This seems like a possibility, don't you think? But let's check the other ones. Even though when you were taking the exam, if you believe you have found the answer, don't go and answer without reading and considering all of them, because sometimes there might be a better option. Okay, so we have been through droop and slump. Let's go to sag. Look at this lady. Her skin is sagging, just like mine, even though I believe I'm still here in the second stage. And I have also put the picture of a sagging roof here. Sag means to drop down to a lower level in the middle. The shelf sagged under the weight of the heavy books. A sagging roof, floor, or bed. Here's the example. Or to become weaker. The dollar held up well this morning, but the pound sagged. And also, as you can see, there is sagging skins, sagging skin, sagging muscles, right? When you get older, everything starts to sag. And what is our fourth option is, it is to plunge. Plunge is a verb, which means fall. It is a C2 level word, which means it is CPE level. It means to cause someone or something to move or fall suddenly and often, a long way forward, down, or into something. We ran down to the beach and plunged into the sea, just like this little boy is plunging into the swimming pool. And it's not my son, but it could have been. The car went out of control and plunged over the cliff. Here is Thelma and Louise's car plunging over the cliff into the Grand Canyon. It is a really interesting scene. I love this movie. Cook the peas by plunging them into boiling water. Niagara Falls plunges 55.5 meters. So just take a look at the pictures again to remember. Droop, slump, sag, and plunge. Which is the best answer now? Yes, Vlad, I can see you going, oops. Yes, so we must know the meaning of each word, and this is why I like to put pictures, because they help us remember, right? So here we go, as we in front of television, and we have just learned the words. Yes, Majo. The answer is B, as we slump in front of the television. You're going to circle B over there, and I want you to go straight ahead and mark letter B here, okay? Do not forget to do that. Doing that one by one will help you get everything right. I have friends who failed the CPE because they believe they marked the answer sheet in a hurry, and they might have done something wrong here. It happens. It can get really confusing. So my advice to you is, as soon as you figure out the answer, you go there and you mark it down. Deal? Are you going to do that? Promise me you're going to do that. Promise me. Okay? This is important. This is something that will help you not make a mistake. You know what I mean? So there we have the answer for number 1 and number 2. We're going to read just the end here. Look, as we slump in front of the television, dash, in reality television, my options for number 2 are captivated in reality television, gripped in reality television, engrossed in reality television, and riveted in reality television. Which is the best answer? Let's take a look at them. To captivate means to hold the attention of someone by being extremely interesting, exciting, pleasant, or attractive. With her beauty and charm, she captivated film audiences everywhere. Now, captivate asks for this little preposition here. You were captivated by. She says he is captivated by her writing. Visitors are bound to be captivated by the natural wonders of the area. She was curious about the softer side of him and captivated by his steady gaze. Okay? So this is the font from where I took those sentences. And I'm going back to the exam over there. Look, it says, in reality television, captivated asks for by. We're crossing it out. It's not captivated. So the way for you to get a score here will be knowing the right preposition, right? Yes, that's the way. Because they're almost the same. See the meaning of the words. So captivate, grip. One of the meanings of grip is to hold. It is a B2 level word. It means to hold very tightly. And the baby gripped my finger with her tiny hand. This is the way babies hold, right? It's not, have you ever given your finger for a baby to hold? They grab it so tightly, they grip. That's the idea. And when using grip as an emotion, which is the one we have there in exam, yes, Vlad, you're right. Your answer is right. In the C2 level meaning of grip, there is when an emotion such as fear grips you. You feel it strongly. Then he turned towards me and I was suddenly gripped by fear. So you can see that the preposition for gripped in this meaning would be by as well. So there we go. We cannot be gripped in reality television. We could be captivated by reality television. We could be gripped by reality television, but not in. How about engrossed? Engrossed is a C2 level word. It means giving all your attention to something. She was so engrossed by or in the book that she forgot the cookies in the oven. They were so engrossed in or with what they were doing that they didn't hear me come in. Oh, teacher, so can I use all of those prepositions with engrossed? Yes, but pay attention. You can always use in, right? Here, oh, all of the sentences are together. I'm sorry, I'm going to separate them. Not now. Use the adjective engrossed to describe someone who is completely absorbed in something, whether it's a task, a person, or an object. So there's our answer, is there. Let's take a look at the next one. Rivet. This is a rivet. This is the image of a rivet. It is a metal pin used to fasten flat pieces of metal or other thick materials such as leather, right? To be riveted, which is the idea that the text brings, means to not be able to stop looking at something because it is so interesting or frightening. So, could you be riveted on TV? Yes, there is a sentence right here. His eyes were riveted on the television. Right, so now you can see that all of these words here have the same meaning. They could all, not exactly the same meaning, right? They're similar, they have similar meanings. They could all be used in the text The only thing is the preposition. If you know the right preposition, you get it right. All right, so the answer will be engrossed, letter C. Good job, Vlad. Good job, Juan. Let's move on. Some people might be asking this question, might be wondering, teacher, how will I remember this? How will I ever remember the meanings of droop, slump, sag, and plunge, captivated by, gripped by, engrossed in, and riveted on? You know, I am already overwhelmed, and we're only in, we have just finished number 2. I don't think I will ever remember this. So this is what you must do. Okay, you do letter C here, you mark letter C here, you go to your answer sheet there and mark letter C here. Don't forget. So to memorize all of those words, I suggest that you use Anki. Anki, I'll read it here. Anki is a program which makes remembering things easy because it's a lot more efficient than traditional study methods. You can either greatly decrease your time spent studying or greatly increase the amount you learn. There are countless people explaining how to use Anki online. On YouTube, you will find people teaching you how to use that in every single language of the world. I am not going to take your time, your precious time here to teach you how to use Anki. If you have already done that, if you use Anki in your studies, let me know. Say, I use Anki here so that I know you do it. Please, I would love to know if you have ever seen it. If you don't, say, I have never done it before. And check it out. It's a free app. It fits in your Android. It fits in your Apple. And it's excellent. You just, you write down the words you don't know there, and then you will figure it out. You will learn how it works. You're going to love it forever. Majo says no for me. Felipe says I use Anki. Yes, so Felipe, could you please give us your opinion about Anki later, if you could? Okay, I would love to hear that. It's really good, guys. Do it. Let's move on. So if you're using Anki, you will remember. I promise. Let's go to number 3. A little bit of water here. All right. So, engrossed in reality television, living our adventures through the words and pictures of others. But it does not have to be that way. There are more opportunities than ever for taking a break from our increasingly sanitized lives and exploring not only some exotic dash of the globe. Now, this is an idiomatic expression, and it is supposed to be an easy one for CPE, okay? Oh, Philippe is telling me that Anki is not free for iPhones. This is why I have an Android. I love my Android. Apples seem to be expensive for everything. I cannot read your name. I don't know what language that is. And she says, I tried, but I didn't understand how it works. I will try again. Yes, you must follow an explanation. You must open YouTube and follow through, go through an explanation. It's 15 minutes. There's an explanation in every language. You will learn how to use it. It will take 10 or 15 minutes of your day to learn how to use Anki. But after you learn, you will never want to stop using it, even for your own language. It will help you with words that you have just learned or some preposition or other that you always, mispronounce, misuse, and it's going to help you. All right, Ilaria has already answered number 3. Corner, yes, corner of the globe. It is an idiomatic expression. It is supposed to be an easy one for CPE, even though it is CPE level. But if you have already started studying, this should be easy for you. Nevertheless, I am going through the meaning of each word really quickly. Corner, edge, angle, and pocket. Let's take a look. I promise it's going to be quick. A corner is here in this image. It is A2 level. Okay, so you're supposed to know what a corner is. An edge is the outer or furthest point of something. It is a B1 level word. He put pink icing around the edge of the cake. You know, the top, like the edge of a mountain. Angle is a C1 level word. It's the space between two lines or surfaces at the point at which they touch each other, measured in degrees. So 90 degrees, 35 degrees, 35, you know, this is the angle represented by this little circle here on top of the number. And a pocket is this image over there. It's an A2 level word. Now, how do you know that you should say corners of the world or corner of the globe? Because it is an idiomatic expression, okay? There is a little mouse that got caught here on the image, but follow this one. All the four corners of the world or of the earth, many different parts of the world. She had invited relatives from the four corners of the world to her 80th birthday party. The four corners of the earth. This expression appeared in the Bible in Isaiah 11:12, and the sentence was, "And gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." Since then, it has been used. Shakespeare also used the phrase. He said the four corners of the earth in The Merchant of Venice. He said the three corners of the world in King John. And he said all corners of the world in Cymbeline. Here's an example for you. Athletes came from the four corners of the earth to compete in the Olympics. So it is an old idiomatic expression, and you should know that one. Okay, here's the answer. Corner. What do? Mark it. Are you going to forget that? No, you're going to do it right now. Then you Anki the words you don't know, and then we move on. How are we doing so far? Do you like it? Can I continue like that? All right. Corner of the globe, good job. Let's continue. But also our own abilities and ambitions, period. Beginning here. The kind of first-hand experience whose loss passenger laments is still available for anyone willing to forsake the beaten. This is another expression, right? Forsake the beaten, off the beaten. Let's take a look at it. Oh, thank you, Majo. Thank you, English Practice. What's your name, English Practice? So number 4, off the beaten track. And there Vlad goes again. He's good at this. He's fast. Let's go. Off the beaten track. But let's take a look. It could be any of those words, just like when our issue was the preposition, right? So if you don't know the idiom, you are not going to get it right, because it could be off the beaten path, off the beaten road, off the beaten track, and off the beaten course. And in fact, in American English, off the beaten path is the one they use the most. Oh, goodness. What now? I will tell you. So, guys, this is a road. Okay, A1 level. A track is a path. A track is a path. A path is a track. Okay. A track, C1 level, the pair of long metal bars fixed on the ground at an equal distance from each other along with trains level. So a train track, right? The place where the train goes. This is also a track. And the other meaning, the one in the text, is a path or rough road that is made of soil rather than having a surface covered with stone or other material. The house is at the end of a dirt, unmade track. They are synonyms, track and path, one on top of the other. Here there's a little picture of a path. And course, which is our other possibility, one of the meanings of course is direction. It is a C1 level word. The direction in which a vehicle, especially an aircraft, spacecraft, or ship, moves, or the path along which a river flows. So a course can also be a path. Now, there is the expression, the idiomatic expression, off the beaten track. In the US, also off the beaten path. And now I'm going to open a parenthesis here for that. Cambridge is a British university. It stands in the middle of Cambridgeshire. Play safe, okay? If you get the answer sheet for this sample paper that I am checking with you, you will see that the answer is only track, off the beaten track. I deeply believe, I truly think Cambridge, I truly believe that Cambridge assessment accepts both, and that this question wouldn't appear in exams in 2019. It would be one or the other, because Cambridge's computer, its big data, is ready to accept American English nowadays. Nevertheless, if this situation arises when you have off the beaten track or off the beaten path, and you happen to know that both are possible, keep the British version of it. But Flavia, if I don't know which is British and which is American, what should I do? Okay, so you go with, you pray. You pray, you choose one, and you go home praying, all right? But, this is why you must study a lot before taking this exam. Hi, Laura. Thank you for giving me your name. Nice to meet you, too. So, C2, off the beaten track means in a place where few people go, far from any main roads and towns. The farmhouse we stayed in was completely off the beaten track. There are some more examples here. This video is going to stay on YouTube. You can read it later. This is the expression, and this is what we need here. What is to forsake? Who knows what's to forsake? To forsake the beaten track. I want to see if you know the answer. I am going to wait here for an answer, okay? If you don't know, Google it and put the answer here for us. Let me see. This is active learning, guys. So, willing to forsake the beaten track and put their mind into the less explored regions of this planet. Put their mind to turning out, taking off, making out, or dropping off into the less explored regions of the world. This is supposed to be easy. Let's take mark your answer sheet. Don't forget. Because it's supposed to be easy. Let's go. The answer is to take off. Okay. It is an A2 level phrasal verb. It means to fly. If an aircraft, bird, or insect takes off, it leaves the ground and begins to fly. The plane took off at 8:30 a.m. So here we go. You're willing to forsake the beaten track and put your mind to taking off, to flying into the less explored regions of this planet. Okay? The other options. Turn out means to happen. To make out means to succeed, and it also means to kiss, to kiss and hold someone romantically. To drop off means to begin to sleep. There are also other meanings to drop off. If you do not know the meaning of those phrasal verbs, you can just Anki them, and then you're going to learn them all. All right? I'm not going one by one here. This take off is supposed to be a simple phrasal verb. It is A2 level. If you're studying for CPE, you should know that one. All right? So put your mind to taking off into the less explored regions of this planet. When I read this for the first time, I said, for this forsaken planet, because people say that so much, and I was looking for forsaken here, and I was so disappointed not to find it. And then I saw wide, diverse, which can also be diverse, mixed, different. Diverse or diverse, okay, guys? Wide, diverse, mixed, different. All right. Regular question. People always ask me, teacher, there are two possibilities here. You can say wide planet. You can say diverse planet. Well, all of the possibilities. There are all of the possibilities here, right? All of them. How are you going to choose now? Let's take a look at the meanings. Mark your answer sheet if you get that one right. Don't forget it. Let's take a look at the meanings. Wide is a distance. Having a larger distance from one side to the other than is usual or expected. In the text, the meaning would be the second one here, used when describing how long the distance between the two sides of something is, or when asking for this information. The rectangle, the swimming pool is 5 meters wide. So we know that this planet is a wide planet, distance-wise. Okay? Different. Everybody knows what different means. Okay, so A1 level. Mixed, showing a mixture of different feelings or opinions, including many different types of people or things, including both sexes. There's a mixed school, for example, including people of different religion or races, mixed marriage. Okay, so this could also be a meaning. And diverse, which means including many different types of people or things, culturally, ethnically, diversity, very different from each other. Now, for us to decide which one fits better here, since all of them would fit, we need to analyze the context. This is when use of English becomes reading. This part of the exam is named Reading and Use of English. The name of this paper is Reading and Use of English. It checks your use of English, which is the grammar, and your reading comprehension, which is what they're doing right now. What is Wilfred Thesiger talking about? What is the writer talking about? Is he talking about the distance, the diversity, the mixed people, for example, or how different this planet is? Let's take a look. Let's go back here where my arrow is right now. The kind of first-hand experience whose lost passenger laments is still available for anyone willing to forsake. Who has answered forsake here? Yes, Majo, to leave somebody or something, especially when you have responsibility to stay. Good, excellent. So when you are willing to leave the beaten track, the known road, everything that you're used to, right? You're willing to let go of all that and put your mind into taking off into less explored regions of this planet. Okay? In travel in recent years has been towards what is known as adventure travel. So it's not white, right? But adventure doesn't have to involve physical exertion, be it haggling over a souvenir in Peru or getting lost in the labyrinthine passages of Moroccan souk. Right. Did you get the answer? Or are you still thinking? The answer is diverse. It's talking about diversity, guys. It's so diverse. Look, haggling over a souvenir in Peru, getting lost in the passages of a Moroccan souk. Souk is like a fair, right? Open air mall, a fair. A market. Market is the best name here. An open market. So, diverse would be the best word to fit here because of the context of this text. All right? This is difficult in every language, isn't it? Have you done this in your own language? Who has ever scored highest grade in reading comprehension in your lives? I did only once in high school, and I don't think I ever did it again. It is hard, okay? It takes practice. And sometimes we're going to make a mistake. Don't worry too much about it. If it's too hard for you here, right? It's just going to get harder. Just kidding, guys. All right, so let's move on. The in travel in recent years has been towards what is known as adventure travel, right? Because of its diversity. So, the trend, the direction, the custom, or the inclination. We have, remember, mark your answer sheet. The meaning of the words. Custom is a usual way, right? A way, yes, one from letter B. A way of behaving or a belief that has been established for a long time. Let's take a look at some sentences. In my country, it's the custom for women to get married in white. A custom is also is something you usually do. He left the house at 9 exactly, as is his custom. It's a custom which is beginning to die out. She covered her head out of deference to Muslim custom. Trend. A trend is a tendency, it's a fashion, it's a general development or change in a situation or in the way that people are behaving. Surveys show a trend away from home ownership and toward rented accommodation. There's been a downward or upward trend in sales in the last few years. A new development in clothing, makeup, etc. Whatever the latest fashion trend, you can be sure Nikki will be wearing it. The trend at the moment is for more natural and less made up fashionable. Her long skirt is right on trend this winter. On trend, on trend, on trend. Anki. Direction. Position. The position toward which someone or something moves or faces. Cars are facing every direction after slamming into each other on the icy road. I glanced in her direction, toward her. You're headed in the direction of Toronto. Directions are instructions about how to find the place you're looking for. It's also directions on how to pass the CPE, for example, right? Inclination. It's a feeling. This is a C2 level word. A feeling that you want to do a particular thing. This is one of the meanings of inclination, okay? I got the C2 level meaning here for you. A feeling that you want to do a particular thing, or the fact that you prefer or are more likely to do a particular thing. My own inclination would be to look for another job. We should be basing our decisions on solid facts, not inclinations and hunches. my goodness. Okay, I thought that my computer was going to die out. Are you still there? My goodness, where's my battery? All right, battery. I am charging my computer right now. Guys, this is why the light of the screen went down here for me. I don't know if it did for you. I hope not. Let's move on. I hope it doesn't die. So let's go fast. If my computer dies, this is what happens. So the trend, okay, guys, the fashionable thing, what people are doing, right? The trend in travel in recent years has been towards what is known as adventure travel. What's yes? What's yes, Majo? Did my screen go black for you? I'm back here on my screen. So the trend in travel in recent years has been towards what is known as adventure travel. But let me see. No, it didn't, right? As adventure travel. But adventure doesn't have to involve physical exertion, be it haggling over a souvenir. Do you know what's haggling, people? Same thing, right? Haggling. Do the thing what you did with forsake. Tell me if you know. Be it haggling over a souvenir in Peru, or getting lost in the labyrinthine passages of a Morocco souk, a Morocco market. It all fits, it all belongs. Is it a trend because of in, or is it a trend because of the meaning? It's a trend because of the meaning. It's a trend because of the meaning. Wait, without a dictionary. Okay, are you going to check haggling? All right, let's take a look here at the prepositions, guys. Just to make sure if the preposition is also a problem here. It's a custom. It's a trend. Something is on trend. Direction. The direction which, right? You wouldn't say the direction in. And the inclination. The inclination towards something. Okay, Majo, you could also have gotten the right answer because of the preposition. Nevertheless, the meaning would tell you the answer as well, right? It's a trend in travel. It's a tendency. It's a fashionable thing. It's not a direction. It's not talking about the way you go. It's a custom. It doesn't fit. It doesn't collocate well, okay? An inclination. Inclination wouldn't be in. Inclination would be, it's an inclination towards, right? Inclination towards traveling. That would be the right way. You're right, Majo. You could also go by the preposition there. Good job. Maria Jose, trend in sales in one of the examples. Okay. All right, so the trend, let's do the last one. It all fits, it all belongs, it all counts, or it all holds. Mark your answer sheet and let's try to figure it out. To belong. To be in the right place or a suitable place. To feel happy or comfortable in a situation. After 3 years in Cambridge, I finally feel as I belong here. You belong somewhere, right? The table belongs in the sitting room. Where do these spoons belong? These papers belong with the others. Although she's new to the school, we would like her to feel that she belongs. I think these cups belong in the other cupboard. This is a gentleman's club. Women don't belong here. Oh, goodness. Fit. To fit is to be suitable. It's a C1 level word, to be suitable for something. With her qualifications, she should fit the job perfectly. Let the punishment fit the crime. I'm sure we will have something to fit your requirements. It also means to put in position, to provide something and put it into the correct position. All the carpets we sell are fitted free. She has been fitted with an artificial leg. Hold, contain, it's B1 level word. To contain or be able to contain something. This jug holds exactly 1 pint. 1 bag won't hold all of the shopping. We'd better take 2. Computers can hold huge amounts of information. Okay, if you say that the future holds something, you mean that that thing will happen. Who can tell what the future holds? To have a particular quality. She's very religious, so death holds no fear for her. And count is to have value. One of the meanings of count, right? Besides 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also say to have value or importance. I have always believed that happiness counts more than money. My opinion doesn't count for anything around here. No one values my opinion. So guys, as we are talking about prepositions, you can see the prepositions are all bolded here in bold, right? So you go ahead and I'm showing you the answer already. So it all counts is the best one here. Okay, it all counts. It doesn't matter if you are going haggling over a souvenir in Peru, or if you were going to Morocco, or if you were going to Brazil. Everything counts in this situation here, right? Let me find the words that I'm looking for. And the trend in travel in recent years has been towards what is known as adventure travel, but adventure doesn't have to involve physical exertion, be it haggling over a souvenir in Peru or getting lost in the labyrinthine passages of Morocco. So it all counts. It is all important. Everything here is to be considered. Okay. All right, so this is part 1 of the reading and use of English paper, and I am trying to connect with you again. I hope you can see me now. I hope you liked it. I don't know how long we took doing that. We took 1 hour and 14 minutes. No, let's say we took 1 hour because it took me 15 minutes to get acquainted with Hangouts. It's the first time I do that. If you liked it and you want me to continue doing that, if you think it was useful, if it helped your studies in any way, please leave it a like there. It will really help me know if you enjoyed it. Okay? Leave your like there. What's 5 and 8, Vlad? The amount you would have scored. Decent for a CAE student. Yes, Vlad, decent for a CPE student. You are a CPE student, okay? We're going through this entire exam. If you would like to download the exam, you know the path. I have shown the path. And go there, download the exam, try to do it on your own, and come check it here with me. Bring your questions. If you do this on your own, it's going to be active learning, and then you come here only with your questions. And to help me out explaining other people, your explanation is also valid here. I know most of you are English teachers already. Us English teachers, we need the CPE when we are non-native speakers to be able to compete in the international online world. And we know that passport counts much more than the CPE, right? Unfortunately, if you were born in Canada or in the United States, in Australia, in New Zealand, the passport is much valid document for innumerable places, for countless schools. Nevertheless, the CPE helps you compete. Okay, if you show your CPE and if you show that you have a TEFL, it doesn't have to be the CELTA. It could be any TEFL. Of course, the CELTA is famous. It's like a brand, but there are other TEFLs that are accepted worldwide, and you can take them. You need both if you are an English teacher. If you're going to become an English teacher and you want to teach anywhere in the world, if you want to teach in the United States, in Canada, if you want to teach in China, it doesn't matter, you will need both. The TEFL is the Teaching English as a Foreign Language certificate. You definitely need that one. And the CPE if you are a non-native speaker and you want to compete worldwide. And if you are going to stay in your own country and you would need the CPE for other reasons, please let me know why you need the CPE. Let me know why you are studying and why this is important to you. Let me know your pain. Let me know what is the most difficult part of the exam for you. Let me know which exam you have already taken. I want to know everything about you, okay? You can leave it in the comments here on YouTube. You can leave it in the comments on Facebook. I have a Facebook account. Just look for CPE Teacher. You can go to Instagram. It's also CPE Teacher. And here on YouTube. Leave your questions if you have more questions. I will try to answer all of your questions. I will make small videos to answer your questions. Thank you very much for being here with me today. It was a pleasure for me. I love this communication. I am deeply sorry I couldn't see your faces. I wish I could meet you personally. And I'm Brazilian, so I wish I could give you all a hug. And that is me. I hope these lessons are useful. And I'm doing this with a lot of love. I felt the need for more information about CPE because I was looking for more information and I couldn't find, and I thought that more people would be in need of the same thing, right? And I said, well, nobody's doing it. Where can I find more information? I wanted to make my life easier and find information that I could show to my students, right? Do you see this teacher here? He's explaining this, and that so well. Let's watch. This makes our lives easier as teachers. And I couldn't find anything. And I was, well, I think people need that. And this is why I started. I am not doing this because I think I'm the best. I'm doing this because I really think I can help you. And that's it. Okay? Thank you very much for being here again. See you next week. Next week, we're going to do parts 2 and 3 because they're fast and easy. And then we're going to move on to the scary parts. Bye, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Majo is saying, as a Uruguay person, we also hug a lot. Yay, Majo! Give me a hug. This is what Brazilians do. If you ever come to Brazil, guys, this is not sexual harassment, okay? This is just a bunch of love. All right. See you next week, guys. I really gotta go. Bye. It was a great pleasure.